Hey y'all. So let's start with diving into our 4 things we need to learn about transformations. On the screen right here, you can see all 4 of the names. We've got reflections, rotations, translations, and dilations. And by the image of what they look like, you can kind of get a description of what each one does. Reflections are like a mirror image. You can see I've taken this word reflections and flipped it across or flipped it down. So it makes it look like a mirror. This is also what we used to call in elementary school flips. Translations right here, all it is a slide. This word is sliding into a new position. Translations can slide in any direction. Rotations are just what they sound like, just like a tire. Rotation turns. And dilation causes this size to change. You talked a lot about dilation in 7th grade with scale factor. So real quick quiz. Go ahead right now, pause this video, and take a look at these 4 images. See if you can figure out which vocabulary word goes with each image. Here's the answers. How'd you do? Did you get them all right? Did you call them by the correct name? Good job. If you did, pat yourself on the back. You should have been given a lab sheet. If you didn't get a lab sheet in Echo, it is in there on the agenda for you to refer to. That lab sheet looks somewhat like this. Before we start, I want you to make sure you're on side A. Make sure it says A because they both are going to look the same, but one of them deals with the y-axis, one of them deals with the x. We're going to talk about reflecting an image in the x-axis, or in the y-axis first. The y-axis, if you'll remember, is the vertical axis, the one that's going up and down. So this is what's called our line of reflection. Every reflection has a line it flips over. It's the line of reflection. This flag is going to flip over or mirror image itself over this line of reflection and end up in this quadrant. Essentially what ends up happening is if I were to take this graph and fold it right on that line of reflection in half, this flag, if it were a stamp, would stamp itself onto this side. Here's the secret. Any point is going to remain the same distance away from the line of reflection as its original. So if I look up here and I go to point B is 1, 2 units away from the line. So I would go 1, 2 units away from the line over here. Point C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. Point D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And point E is 3 away. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cheat here. You guys can use a ruler or you can just freehand it, but do your best. It's going to not look good if you make it real sloppy. But I can start here and I can actually connect my dots to my flag. Ooh, that one's not on. I'll fix that in a second. Oh, stop it. It's not going to cooperate on me now. There we go. So here's my reflection. As you can see, that flag flipped over the line. It's not facing the same direction. It's actually pointing a different direction, but that's what a mirror image does. The other thing I need to make sure you notice, I didn't label my points. My points over here should get labeled over here. This was B. This becomes what we would call is B prime. It's got a little, almost looks like an exponent on it. That means this would become C prime. This is D prime. And this is E prime. So here's what I want you to do now. Look down at this table. I want you to pause this video, and I want you to go ahead and write the ordered pairs for each of these sets of points, the original and the image. Pause this video now, take care of that, and then come back and check your answers. Hopefully, you wrote the correct ordered pairs. This is the key. Looking at the ordered pairs, making sure you're plotting them correctly. Comparing these ordered pairs, we're now going to write a rule that's going to work for any time we reflect something over the y-axis. What happens to our x value? What happens to our y value? Look down here. On point A, did anything change? No, on point B. What do we notice? Yeah, the numbers are still the same, but what happened? The x value became what? Negative. Let's look at point C. Same relationship. D, E, yep. So what happened? The numbers did what? Stayed the same, that's right. However, which value changed? The x value. It changed signs. So here's what our rule would look like. A reflection in the y-axis would make the x, that's wrong. That should be flipped. The x stay the same, or the x stay the same and the y change. That should say the other way. I have it typed wrong. Yep, I have it typed right. The x coordinate becomes negative. The y coordinate stays the same. Go ahead and pause this video and get that written down. If you look at the bottom of the paper, you'll see you've got 3 problems to practice on. Go ahead and give those problems a try. Try doing your reflection, get the ordered pairs. The nice thing about this is now that you know the rule, you should be able to just use the rule to write the ordered pairs and you can graph them from there. In the bottom middle of that paper, you're going to see this question: do any points remain unchanged? Explain. In other words, are there any letters we didn't have to write twice? Or any numbers that didn't change? Well, if you paid attention when we did that first example, yeah, we said A didn't change. And why didn't it change? What did we say about this y-axis right here where the point A is sitting? That's right, it's on the line of reflection. So point A did not change because it's on the line of reflection. Here's the thing. Any points that are sitting on the line of reflection always stay the same. Flip your paper over. Let's talk now about what happens if we reflect an image under the x or over the x-axis. X-axis is the horizontal, meaning we're now going to flip down. Flag's not going to slide, so it's actually going to become upside down, but the same idea applies. If I start at point B and I count to the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and put that point there. Same thing with E. E is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And D is also going to be 6 because it's going to be on the same line as the other one. So I'll come over here and get my cheating tool. And when I connect my points, I'm going to have that mirror image or reflection of that flag. Make sure you go back and label your points. B prime, C prime, D prime, and A prime. All right, go ahead right now, fill out those ordered pairs. Oops, those should all be down at the bottom. What was I thinking? Once you've got those ordered pairs, figure out what rule can you write. What things did you notice? Yep, hopefully you'll notice the x value stayed the same, but the y value did what? Yep, it became negative. So our rule would say, hey, x stays the same, y becomes negative. There we go. Go ahead and get that copied. What I'd like you to do now is go ahead and practice reflecting over both the front and the back, the X and the Y. There will be an exit ticket over this, so good luck. Take your time. Rewatch this video if you need to. Ask questions if you need to. We will see you soon.